Mexico broke the chains of Spain, but freedom came with fire. The streets that once echoed with victory soon trembled with civil war. Empires rose and fell, leaders were betrayed, and the dream of unity shattered into chaos. They fought for independence, but could they survive freedom itself? This is the story of a nation reborn through revolution, rebuilt through struggle, and forever driven by the unbreakable spirit of Mexico. The journey to personal strength begins with a fundamental shift in mindset, a realization that happiness is not a destination to be chased, but a byproduct of the work we do on ourselves every day. Most people spend their lives in pursuit of fleeting pleasures, believing that accumulating wealth, recognition, or approval will somehow fill the void inside them. Yet this approach consistently leaves them feeling empty, restless, and unfulfilled. True strength emerges when one stops running after external validation and starts cultivating inner resilience, learning to endure discomfort, overcome fear, and embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. It is the consistent practice of self-discipline, the willingness to confront weaknesses, and the conscious decision to act in alignment with one's highest values that builds the foundation of a life that is both meaningful and strong. Strength is not merely the absence of struggle. It is the ability to rise when the world pushes you down, to find clarity when chaos surrounds you, and to maintain your integrity when every temptation encourages compromise. Each person has within them a reservoir of untapped potential, yet most are unaware of its existence because they have been conditioned to measure success through the lens of external rewards, rather than the depth of their character, the courage of their convictions, and the quality of their daily actions. When you examine the lives of those who have achieved lasting success and influence, you notice a pattern. They are not individuals who chased happiness as a goal, but those who faced their limitations, conquered their fears, and committed to continuous self-improvement. They understood that adversity is a necessary teacher, that failure is not a verdict but a lesson, and that the pursuit of comfort is the enemy of growth. Every setback encountered, every obstacle faced, and every criticism endured is a brick in the foundation of personal strength. To stop chasing happiness does not mean abandoning joy or contentment. Rather, it means shifting focus from the transient and external to the enduring and internal, recognizing that real fulfillment is earned through effort, patience, and resilience. This is the essence of what Napoleon Hill meant when he emphasized the importance of mental fortitude, self-reliance, and the mastery of one's own thoughts as the pathway to enduring achievement. Consider the nature of fear, which often masquerades as the desire for happiness. People avoid discomfort, shy away from challenges, and make choices designed to protect their immediate pleasure. Yet this avoidance creates long-term dissatisfaction. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of uncertainty, these are the obstacles that keep individuals trapped in cycles of procrastination, mediocrity, and dependency. Developing strength requires a conscious confrontation with these fears, a deliberate decision to act despite the trembling, to step into situations where the outcome is uncertain, but the potential for growth is immense. Every courageous act strengthens the mind, expands the capacity to endure, and reinforces the internal belief that one is capable of overcoming more than previously imagined. Strength is a habit cultivated through repeated action, conscious decision-making, and the persistent choice to embrace challenge over comfort. Another critical aspect of building strength is the cultivation of self-discipline. While happiness is often sought through indulgence and avoidance of discomfort, strength is forged in restraint, in the ability to defer gratification for the sake of long-term gain. The individual who chooses to master their impulses, to direct their energy purposefully, and to commit to consistent effort in the pursuit of meaningful goals, is one who experiences a deep sense of fulfillment and confidence. Discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement. It transforms intention into action and potential into reality. When daily actions are aligned with core values and long-term objectives, life becomes less about chasing fleeting emotions and more about building a coherent, resilient self that can face any circumstance without being destabilized. Equally important is the development of emotional resilience. Strength is not only physical or intellectual, but deeply psychological. It involves the capacity to manage emotions, to remain composed under pressure, and to maintain clarity of thought when faced with turmoil. Emotional resilience allows one to interpret challenges not as personal attacks or insurmountable barriers, but as information and opportunities for learning. It is the skill of regulating responses, choosing reason over reaction, and maintaining focus on what truly matters, even when external conditions are volatile. Those who pursue happiness alone often allow their moods, circumstances, or the approval of others to dictate their sense of well-being, whereas those who cultivate strength maintain agency over their inner state, drawing power from purpose rather than circumstance. The pursuit of personal strength also requires the conscious rejection of dependency on others for validation or direction. Independence of thought and action is critical. It means cultivating a mindset that is self-sufficient, proactive, and capable of making decisions grounded in one's own principles rather than the fleeting opinions of others. Individuals who are strong in this way are not isolated or cold. Rather, they are guided by clarity, integrity, and a sense of responsibility for their own lives. They understand that external praise is temporary, influence is mutable, and circumstances are often unpredictable, so the only true source of stability and fulfillment lies within. By building this internal fortress, a person becomes capable of enduring challenges that would destabilize those who rely solely on external reinforcement. Furthermore, developing strength requires embracing accountability. It is the willingness to accept full responsibility for outcomes, actions, and decisions, recognizing that blaming external forces or circumstances is a surrender of personal power. Strength grows when individuals understand that they are the architects of their own lives, that mastery over themselves precedes mastery over the external world, and that excuses serve only to weaken character. By committing to accountability, one develops clarity, focus, and the ability to learn from mistakes rather than being defined by them. The lessons embedded in failure, the insights gained through struggle, and the refinement of character that arises from perseverance are all elements that compound over time to produce a person of remarkable resilience and capability. Equally essential is the cultivation of a long-term perspective. Those who chase happiness often prioritize immediate gratification, constantly reacting to impulses, moods, or social pressures. Strength, in contrast, is built by maintaining a vision that extends beyond the present moment, by making choices that serve future well-being, growth, and purpose. This requires patience, foresight, and the discipline to tolerate discomfort, uncertainty, and delay. Each decision, action, and habit becomes a deliberate investment in the future self, creating momentum, resilience, and a sense of direction that cannot be swayed by fleeting emotional states. The long-term thinker understands that enduring strength is not the result of short bursts of motivation, but the product of consistent, disciplined, and purposeful effort. Finally, strength is amplified through service, contribution, and the pursuit of goals larger than oneself. Individuals who orient their energy solely around personal pleasure or avoidance of pain remain vulnerable to dissatisfaction, loneliness, and superficiality. In contrast, those who dedicate themselves to causes greater than their own desires find a deep sense of meaning that reinforces resilience, courage, and perseverance. Service creates perspective, humility, and a sense of interconnectedness, reminding us that our own struggles are part of a larger human experience, and that our efforts can leave a lasting impact. Strength, therefore, is not only self-focused but outward-reaching, combining the mastery of self with the awareness that one's actions ripple across the lives of others. In cultivating strength, every aspect of life becomes a training ground. Challenges at work, friction in relationships, setbacks in personal projects, and even internal doubts become opportunities to practice resilience, self-discipline, emotional regulation, and accountability. Life itself becomes a gym for the mind and spirit, where each obstacle, discomfort, and difficulty is a weight that, when lifted, builds capacity, endurance, and inner fortitude. The individual who embraces this philosophy no longer chases the illusory and fleeting sensation of happiness, but instead focuses on the tangible and lasting attributes of strength, courage, and character. Over time, this internal foundation produces a deep, unshakable sense of contentment, confidence, and agency, revealing that the strongest individuals are those who have mastered themselves rather than those who have merely pursued pleasure. Strength is also inseparable from clarity of purpose. The individual who knows what they stand for, what they value, and what they are willing to endure in pursuit of their highest goals becomes impervious to distraction, manipulation, or short-term enticements. Clarity serves as both compass and anchor, guiding decisions, providing motivation, and sustaining resilience in the face of adversity. When combined with discipline, accountability, and emotional resilience, clarity transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary trajectories, demonstrating that the pursuit of strength is, in fact, a pursuit of meaningful, deliberate living. It is important to understand that building strength is a lifelong process. There are no shortcuts, no one-time events, and no magic formulas that grant enduring resilience or capability. It is forged day by day, choice by choice, action by action. Every deliberate effort to confront fear, to master impulses, to endure discomfort, to take responsibility, and to maintain integrity adds another layer to the foundation of personal power. Unlike happiness, which is often transient and dependent on circumstance, strength grows cumulatively and becomes a reliable source of satisfaction, confidence, and freedom. Those who commit to this path discover that the more they invest in their inner resources, the less dependent they become on external factors, the more autonomous they feel, and the more capable they are of navigating life's inevitable storms with poise and purpose. True resilience is built not in moments of comfort, but in the fires of adversity, where each challenge tests the limits of our patience, courage, and determination. Many people spend their lives seeking comfort, trying to avoid discomfort, failure, or criticism. Yet it is precisely these experiences that shape character and reveal the depth of our inner strength. To stop chasing happiness and instead cultivate strength requires a fundamental shift in perspective, viewing obstacles not as threats but as opportunities for growth, setbacks not as failures but as lessons, and criticism not as a condemnation but as a guide toward improvement. The individual who masters this mindset begins to see life itself as a training ground, where every difficulty, disagreement, or disappointment can be leveraged to expand their capacity for endurance, emotional intelligence, and disciplined action. Strength is developed through consistent engagement with the realities of life, through a willingness to endure discomfort, and through the conscious choice to act in alignment with principles and long-term goals rather than short-term pleasure or approval. One of the first steps in building lasting strength is developing self-awareness, understanding both one's capabilities and limitations, and recognizing the patterns of thought and behavior that either empower or hinder personal growth. Self-awareness allows individuals to identify the sources of fear, doubt, or procrastination, and to confront them directly rather than avoid them. It is through this honest assessment that one begins to take responsibility for their own life, moving from a reactive state driven by circumstance to a proactive state guided by purpose. Without this foundational understanding, attempts to build strength often falter, as energy is wasted chasing superficial goals or attempting to escape internal conflicts that remain unresolved. True strength, therefore, begins with introspection, reflection, and a commitment to face oneself without pretense, denial, or excuses. Equally critical is the development of discipline, which serves as the bridge between intention and action, between potential and achievement. Discipline is not punishment or restriction. It is the conscious choice to prioritize meaningful actions over fleeting impulses, to delay gratification in pursuit of long-term outcomes, and to remain consistent even when motivation wanes. Many people mistake bursts of enthusiasm or temporary inspiration for progress, yet real strength is built through sustained effort, repeated practice, and the accumulation of small victories over time. Discipline trains the mind to stay focused, the will to remain steadfast, and the body to endure, creating an integrated foundation of capability that enables one to face increasingly difficult challenges with confidence and composure. Strength is also deeply intertwined with emotional resilience, the ability to remain composed under pressure, to regulate responses to stress, and to navigate conflicts with clarity rather than reactivity. Life is inherently unpredictable, filled with events and circumstances beyond our control, and the individual who allows emotions to dictate behavior becomes vulnerable to frustration, regret, and stagnation. Emotional resilience is cultivated through mindfulness, reflection, and deliberate practice, learning to observe emotional reactions without being enslaved by them, to pause before responding, and to choose actions aligned with long-term values and goals. By mastering emotional resilience, one not only navigates adversity more effectively, but also creates the mental space needed for creativity, problem-solving, and strategic thinking, all of which are essential components of enduring strength. Another essential element of building strength is the willingness to embrace failure and view it as an indispensable teacher rather than a verdict of inadequacy. Many individuals avoid risk because they fear mistakes, yet failure is the primary mechanism through which growth occurs. Each misstep provides feedback, highlighting areas that require refinement, revealing hidden weaknesses, and offering insights that would remain inaccessible through success alone. The strong individual approaches failure with curiosity and humility, analyzing it with honesty, learning the lessons it imparts, and applying those lessons to future challenges. In this way, mistakes are transformed from sources of shame into catalysts for development, reinforcing resilience and deepening understanding. Courage is another pillar of personal strength, and it manifests not only in grand heroic acts, but in the daily decisions to confront fear, speak truth, and act according to one's principles. Courage allows individuals to take responsibility for their choices, to pursue ambitious goals despite uncertainty, and to maintain integrity when confronted with pressure to conform or compromise. It is often in moments of discomfort, rejection, or criticism that courage is most required, and each instance of bravery compounds, reinforcing confidence and creating a self-perpetuating cycle of empowerment. Without courage, discipline becomes mechanical, resilience remains untested, and growth is limited to the safe and predictable, leaving potential unrealized and inner strength unrefined. Equally important is the cultivation of purpose, a guiding vision that informs decisions, motivates action, and provides clarity in times of confusion. Purpose is the compass that directs energy toward meaningful goals, ensuring that effort is not scattered on trivial pursuits or temporary pleasures. It is through a clear sense of purpose that challenges acquire significance, setbacks transform into learning experiences, and perseverance becomes a deliberate choice rather than an obligation. Individuals anchored by purpose are less swayed by external validation, peer pressure, or the transient allure of comfort, because they are driven by a deeper understanding of what truly matters. Purpose integrates with discipline, courage, and resilience to create a coherent framework for building strength, making every action deliberate, every decision intentional, and every obstacle a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Strength also involves cultivating independence, not in the sense of isolation, but as self-reliance in thought, emotion, and action. Many people rely excessively on others for direction, reassurance, or validation, and this dependency weakens the mind, diminishes confidence, and fosters vulnerability to external influence. The strong individual develops autonomy, learning to trust their own judgment, to regulate emotions internally, and to take decisive action based on informed assessment rather than the opinions or approval of others. Independence empowers a person to navigate uncertainty with assurance, to maintain integrity in the face of external pressure, and to remain steadfast when circumstances challenge comfort or convenience. Accountability is another essential dimension of strength, demanding that individuals accept responsibility for their outcomes, choices, and behaviors without shifting blame onto external factors or circumstances. Accountability strengthens character by fostering honesty, integrity, and self-discipline. It transforms challenges from frustrating obstacles into actionable lessons, because the individual recognizes their agency in shaping results. When accountability is embraced fully, self-awareness deepens, habits improve, and the capacity to influence one's own life expands exponentially. Strength, therefore, is inseparable from the ability to own one's actions, learn from consequences, and continuously refine approach through conscious effort and reflection. The development of strength is inseparable from the consistent practice of perseverance. Life inevitably presents difficulties, setbacks, and periods of stagnation, and it is the persistence to continue moving forward despite discouragement that distinguishes the strong from the transiently motivated. Perseverance is reinforced through repeated effort, measured patience, and the conscious decision to remain committed when outcomes complex challenges. Individuals who understand this principle prioritize long-term growth over temporary comfort, recognizing that the cultivation of strength is a lifelong endeavor built through sustained effort. Perspective plays a crucial role in strength as well. The ability to interpret events with clarity, to distinguish controllable from uncontrollable factors, and to focus energy on meaningful action allows individuals to navigate adversity with equanimity. Strengthful individuals reframe challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and difficulties as avenues for growth. By maintaining perspective, they avoid being overwhelmed by temporary discomfort, opinion, or circumstance, and instead channel focus and effort toward productive outcomes. Perspective is the lens through which discipline, resilience, courage, and accountability are applied effectively, ensuring that energy is invested wisely and results are optimized. Service and contribution amplify personal strength, as engaging in actions that impact others or contribute to meaningful causes fosters purpose, humility, and resilience. Strength focused solely on self-interest risks becoming brittle, isolated, or limited, whereas strength exercised in the service of others becomes deeper, more durable, and transformative. Contributing to the well-being of others cultivates empathy, broadens perspective, and reinforces the connection between effort and meaningful impact. Through service, personal challenges are contextualized within a larger framework, providing motivation and clarity that strengthens resolve, sharpens emotional intelligence, and solidifies character. Every aspect of life provides opportunities to practice and develop strength. Work, relationships, setbacks, and internal doubts all serve as training grounds for resilience, discipline, emotional mastery, courage, accountability, and purpose. By approaching life with the mindset that each experience is an opportunity for growth rather than a pursuit of transient pleasure, the individual transforms daily existence into a platform for cultivating lasting capability. The focus shifts from chasing happiness, which is fleeting and external, to building strength, which compounds and endures, creating a deep reservoir of internal power, confidence, and agency. The strong individual understands that mastery of self precedes mastery of circumstance. By consistently applying effort toward building resilience, emotional intelligence, discipline, courage, accountability, and purpose, one develops an unshakable foundation that allows navigation of life's uncertainties with confidence. Strength becomes a lens through which challenges are interpreted, setbacks are learned from, and opportunities are pursued, creating momentum and reinforcing self-efficacy. This deliberate cultivation of strength transforms ordinary lives into trajectories of purpose, capability, and meaningful achievement, demonstrating that the pursuit of happiness alone pales in comparison to the enduring power and fulfillment derived from personal mastery in the end. The pursuit of happiness alone is a fleeting shadow, while the cultivation of strength is a force that shapes destiny. Those who choose to stop chasing temporary pleasure and instead focus on building resilience, discipline, courage, and purpose discover a power that cannot be taken, circumstances that cannot break them, and a confidence that radiates from within. Strength transforms fear into action, failure into wisdom, and obstacles into stepping stones, creating a life that is not dictated by circumstance, but guided by conviction. When you commit to mastering yourself, embracing accountability, and living with purpose, you awaken a potential that surpasses fleeting emotions, external validation, and the opinions of others. Happiness, in its truest form, is no longer something to chase. It becomes the natural byproduct of a life forged through effort, courage, and unwavering strength. To live strong is to live free, to rise above limitation, and to embrace the relentless pursuit of becoming the person you were always capable of being. This is the path to lasting fulfillment, unshakable confidence, and a legacy that endures far beyond the moment. a life defined not by what is given to you, but by the strength you have built, the challenges you have conquered, and the difference you leave in the world.